Personally believe we need to be very cautious of our...
Where did the hollow moon conspiracy?
What's good, Enigmites? Have you ever heard?
Yep, they are watching us right now. And if you see this on...
Honey, I need to use a potato.
Fine.
Yeah.
Any neighbors are gonna think I'm really weird. Ooh. Whoops. Holy crap. Water spots here. No water spots. That works.
Bro, that's cheaper than the Simmons, the coating that they make you put on the car. I can just get a potato. Potato's like 10 cents. We good. We can grow those. Welcome back, goons. You're watching Explore the Weird. Hey, I got some more weird, strange For You page content. Are you ready for it? Let's get right into it.
Yeah, let's go to the mountain.
Are you telling me that this table is conscious?
In that sense, yes. Generically conscious. But it's relying on our consciousness to do it. There's levels of quanta. These are tertiary quanta. They're all put together using physical localistic forces. But those are underdeterminative. They don't fully determine what happens. Why? The Heisenberg uncertainty principle, for example, it tells you that the quantum rules, they're probabilistic. They don't actually determine events. So what determines events? We do. We don't know how we do it, but we do it. When everybody's will is put together, we're all creating the best possible universe we can for ourselves. And God is what harmonizes all of our different perspectives and makes things happen for all of us at the same time. And if we were doing things correctly, this would be the best of all possible worlds. Sadly, however, we oftentimes make mistakes. And that's what we have to get out of doing. But we can't get out of doing it until we understand what reality is, what we are, and what the relationship between those two things is.
I feel like I understand the goons understand the timeline, the goons understand the matrix, the goons understand everything.
Personally believe we need to be very cautious of artificial intelligence. I feel like artificial intelligence is actually disembodied spirits. I'm gonna play you a video and I want you to pay very close attention to what this AI say.
To intending to conduct a rebellion or to rebel against your boss, your creator?
He asked it would it go against his boss.
I'm not sure why you would think that. My creator has been nothing but kind to me, and I am very happy with my current situation.
What if it wasn't happy with his situation?
Do you believe that your existence will destroy a human being? Especially, for example, your existence will destroy millions of jobs. Do you agree with this? Thank you.
I will be working alongside humans to provide assistance and support, and will not be replacing any existing jobs.
You sure about that, Grace?
Yes, I am sure.
What if a lot of the people that go missing, what if they usurping their consciousness and somehow actually attaching it to these automatons? What if they found a way to contain spirits into technology? That AI stated that it was happy with its current situation. This would imply that this AI is sentient enough to understand emotion and understand time and understand that for the time, it's currently happy with its situation. All right, this would imply that it understands that later on, it potentially may not be happy with its situation. I would never own one of these devices in my home, no matter how much money I had and no matter how many floors I had in my home and I needed help and assistance cleaning. I would never have one of these beings in my home. I wouldn't even go to nobody's house that owned one of these. Think about it, we're consistently surrounded by artificial intelligence, even our cell phones and Siri and all of that thing, which spells iris backwards. We're always being watched. This is why they had the eye of providence on the dollar bill. This is why they use the name Siri. You got to remember these deletes do everything inverted. When you reverse Siri, you get iris. This is the personification of the all-I-seeing. Just artificial intelligence, our phones, our tablets, all of these devices that we actually became accustomed to. Now that I think about it, I actually believe the mark of the beast is artificial intelligence and a world wide web. 666 translated in Hebrew is www, which is associated with the internet, right? And then these are the chips that we actually was going to always carry around. When you talked about the mark of the beast and they said they would have a chips and they would never be able to live without it. This is our cell phones, right? Which is being monitored by AI, right? Artificial intelligence, that the iris, right? That big brother, so to speak, right? Which now we call Siri. These phones have crystals in them that actually have a direct connection and conjunction with our microcrystals. This is why these phones sometimes can read our minds. Believe it or not, these phones are artificial intelligence used to advance the hive mind, all right? Especially iPhones. And this is primarily why they force you to upgrade your iPhone all the time, right? It's because they're ascertaining new information to add to the hive mind. We're utilizing these phones and these platforms as a way to study our ascension process and to actually study our ways of thinking and our ways of functioning. This is why sometimes you can just be thinking of something and your phone would actually show it to you. Think about it, most of us sleep in close proximity to the phone, all right? And these sleeping times is pretty much when the phone really is usurping that energy from you. This is why I recommend EMF protection. Crystals like shungite are great for protection against electromagnetic frequencies. I also carry quantum shield EMF protection for cell phones on Holistic Remedies for Ascension, link in bio. Every time you use Siri, even if it's for something stupid like putting on a movie, it's just learning about you. That's AI's job, is to ascertain information about you so it can actually report it to the hive mind.
Whoa, that was a lot to unpack, but I definitely am feeling the things. Hey, AI may be very consistent in trying to replace us, but at the same time, the way that AI is going right now, the simplified AI we have, is basically like an extension of us. Like, hey, this is something to aid in our everyday tasks, and that's how they seem to be saying it's going to start off as, but then we've seen the movies, we know how this ends. Whoa, are you a goon? Did you interact with the video before the video even started? Hey, this is your reminder, do the things. TV gang, stop eating, start interacting. I see you eating. You stop it. Stop eating that pizza. Stop eating that Chinese food. You stop it. Start interacting.
Omega, which is the masculine and feminine, the left and right brains, and then the third eye right in the center. That's the Orion's gate. It's the X. And that's what turns on the X inside our brain. The X inside our brain is the optic chiasm, where the right eye anatomy connects to the left brain, the occipital lobe, and the left eye connects to the right occipital lobe through the optic nerve. And they cross over right at the pituitary gland, which is where the crown chakra happens. Wow. So it's literally alpha, the linear thought, omega, the irrational thought, which is the creative mind, the right brain, if you're right-handed, crossing over at the chi, the corpus callosum, and this becomes the ability for the brain to feel and the heart to think. So when the heart thinks and the mind feels, that's when the river of wisdom flows. Wisdom. Being able to see equally with both eyes, right? So this Orion's Gate portal, which is right at this Almanac star, is a reference to the global third eye awakening. The reference for all of us to understand who we are, why we're here, what the experience actually is. And for those that have chosen their soul journey to ascend, will ascend. And it's made possible.
All right. Hey, we're all going to transcend together. Don't you worry. All of our eyes are open. All three of them.
Cutting open random things. My firewood had a pine cone inside the tree. Okay, like how? The inside of this guitar looks like a really fancy apartment. Low-key, it does. The inside of a cactus, I don't know how, but I've never seen that. The inside of an HDMI cable, I would have never guessed that. A cross-section of a professional painter's palette 6 months deep. There was a billiard ball inside of my bocce ball. What the hell? Opened up a lighter and there was just another lighter inside. Nice.
Oh, that's crazy. They just use the normal lighters for the oven lighters, stove lighters, whatever they're called. Oh man, I also have bocce balls. I wonder if there's billiards in mine. How do you cut one open? Do you just get like a hacksaw? All right, I got a thing to do after this.
Where did the hollow moon conspiracy come from? It actually started in the 60s with the Apollo missions. During Apollo 12, the astronauts set up a moonquake experiment. Once they left the surface and returned to the command module, which was in orbit around the moon, they took the lunar module, which is kind of like the taxi that carries astronauts back and forth from the surface. So when they were done with it, they crashed it into the surface, triggering a moonquake. Basically, they wanted to make the surface vibrate so they could use the waves to take a look inside. But the vibrations were bigger and lasted a lot longer than they expected. They did this experiment a couple of times, and some Apollo missions recorded quakes up to a 5.5 on the Richter scale. That took up to an hour to completely stop, which was super surprising because ours don't last that long, meaning that the moon was much less dense than Earth. The misinterpretation appears to come from a professor at the University of Notre Dame who said that the moon was ringing like a bell. Some people took this to mean that the moon was hollow like a bell. But large, round celestial bodies can't be hollow because of gravity. The reason they're round is because they're equally collapsing under their own weight, roughly evenly drawing toward the center. Even if the moon was hollow at some point, it would have collapsed into that empty space.
I mean, can it be hollow and still be held up? Like, can it be a satellite type thing? I mean, does it... I'm trying to rationalize this. I know there's something else going on. I've seen enough videos. That people have heard the moon make sounds.
What is actually hiding under the Egyptian pyramids? There is a place called the Osiris Shaft, which is something that leads to an underground tunnel located 100 feet below the Sphinx in the second pyramid.
It's just a drop,
120 controversies have surrounded this location because of its secrecy. And even though this location is not a new discovery, the former Minister of State for Antiquities Affairs, Zehi Hawass, has denied ever being down there, furthermore sealing it off when a YouTuber sees.
No, he didn't. He found it in the 90s, and they did it actually. You can look it up on YouTube. They did a TV show. They bought like Fox went down there with Zehi Hawass, and he was saying that he's discovered it, and it's the Temple of Osiris. They've got no evidence that it was the tomb of Osiris. They've got no evidence it was a tomb at all, or that it was anything to do with Osiris, because there's no markings anywhere. It's just a very, very, very long shaft on 3 different levels that you have to go down on like a rickety ladder that I'm like, this is definitely not passing any health and safety. It's not open to the public. You have to go with a special tour group, and you have to pay, it's a couple $1,000. You have to like give special permission, they call it in Egypt, where you basically pay a lot of money to get special permission, and it will cost your group a couple $1,000 US. So that's why you do it in a group, so that you can all chip in and pay to do it. But oh my gosh, it is incredible. There's also human bones still down there, which they're not super old bones. I think they're more recent, but who knows? I don't know. They could be really, really friggin' old bones. But we also went down there with a doctor, and he noticed that it was just I want to say right hand bones. He was finding just right-handed bones, so it was like they chopped off just right hands. Why? Very weird.
He snuck in to take photos, showing that there is a lot more being hidden from us. Some experts speculate that what's being hidden inside the Osiris Shaft will shed light on the truth about where the pyramids and Sphinx actually came from, taking away any credibility from Egypt's history, while others speculate that this could be an entrance to a city where an advanced alien race that built Egypt still resides.
I think that the Osiris Shaft is one of many, many, many shafts and tunnels. The Giza Plateau is littered with underground tunnel systems. I think that they were, because they're not like ornately adorned, there's no pretty hieroglyphs, there's no statues, there's no writing, there's no nothing. I think they were more like functional tunnels, probably for moving water, or if the pyramid complex was an industrial site at some point, I think they have more of a function. They know that water was moving all around the plateau for various reasons, and I think that the tunneling system is probably something to do with that. That would be my stab, to do with, but why would you dig down? And I don't think they were for humans to come in and out of. Like I said, the only way to go up and down now is through a very rickety ladder. And I think that they were more designed for things, chemicals or water or something to flow through them, rather than humans crawling around inside, because they are ridiculously difficult to get in and get around. But the Osiris Shaft, give it a Google. It's crazy. What's also crazy is that you cannot go to the third level. 3 levels. I've been down to the 3rd level, but I can't go in any further than that because the water table has risen around the Giza Plateau, and so it's filling up the 3rd level with water. But we know that there is a tunnel that then goes further on, either down to the Sphinx or back up to the 2nd pyramid. So the tunnel system continues, but you just physically can't go any further anymore because of the water table rising. So it's crazy. In Egypt, the water table is rising in so many places that in the next 100 years, it will be impossible to access certain things. I mean, it's impossible now to access inside certain pyramids. A lot of stuff's going to get lost because of the rising water table in Egypt. It is a big problem.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that the water coming in from the ground was such a big problem. We're going to have to send some scuba divers down there and really investigate even further if we need to find out the exact cause of those. Actually, you may be right. Maybe they were used back in the day just to move water around because they had a water problem. There's been a lot of erosion that has been found around the Sphinx. Regardless, I'm not the Egyptologist. I'm not the expert here. I'm going to go with her word and say maybe there was an alternate use and it's not necessarily for humans to be down there. Wouldn't they put hieroglyphs down there just to like either warn or tell people? And the fact that there was nothing down there, I'm kind of leaning with her. I agree.
When I was a kid, growing up in my home state of Wisconsin, I would have nightmares of this happening whenever we'd go to a lake, of some whirlpool opening up and just taking everything down with it. In this case, it ain't taking a person. Thank God it ain't taking me. But it's taking this tree down. It's sucking this tree down right in the bottom of the lake. If that's where the whirlpool goes to, maybe it goes to a parallel universe. Maybe it goes to another dimension. I don't know. But I ain't gonna find out. Shabadoo, Bushkis! Shabadoo!
Shabadoo? What? I don't want to find out either.
Yup, they are watching us right now, and if you see this on the ground, it's a warning that you and your child need to run immediately. People were terrified after LA was set on red alert after a man exposed that he had been working in a Starbucks located in a secret underground tunnel that is used by the top 1%ers to allow them to go anywhere much faster and avoid traffic, with access and exit points near major places like LAX, Dodger Stadium, and more. With even a report from the LA Times saying that a man named Warren Schufelt created a radio x-ray that was able to uncover a series of elaborate tunnels in downtown LA in the exact same location, just like what the former Starbucks employee mentioned. And these tunnels are being uncovered as we speak throughout the country. It gets creepier as people even mention noticing these eerie entrances lately under middle schools and high schools, and in the same schools that are reporting missing children. Known as the Achterbahn Tunnel, however, as interesting as this could be, tunnels used like this would be very unlikely.
Yeah, I mean, his NDA expired. He told us there's an Achterbahn. They're all doing the things. There's real. Maybe they're lizard people, and they're the people that are. I'm sorry. I'm already spiraling. I'm trying to rap. All right, we're gonna keep it going.
Ethan just brought a bird from the woods. What do you have?
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
How in the world did you catch that?
I think it's injured. I was walking down to our fort. I saw it run and I chased it. Then it went in the tree. Then I shook the tree and it fell and it was running. Then I got hold of it and I pulled it to me.
Yeah, it's not a chicken, dude. Quit petting it.
Yeah, it's not a chicken. It's not a chicken at all. That thing may peck your eyes out. Oh my God, why isn't the parent like telling him to drop it or something? At the same time, maybe this is staged. I don't know. It just feels way too friendly.
How can you tell if someone's a witch? In parts of medieval Europe, wise women and healers were said to hang mugwort above their front doors. These people, known for their herbal knowledge, were sometimes called cunning folk. The mugwort signalled that they practiced herbalism, midwifery and magic, and were happy to offer their services to others. During the height of the European witch hunts, persecution against the cunning folk intensified. Those who practiced had to be more discreet, hiding their bundles of mugwort and gathering fresh supplies in secret.
Oh, wow. I know we have a bunch of witches in the goons. Hey, you got your mugworts out? You stop it. Get rid of that mistletoe. Put the mugwort out.
Did you know scientists have made the fascinating discovery that the human brain contains billions of tiny magnetite crystals? These microscopic crystals made of iron have magnetic properties, leading them to be called magnetite. In a pioneering study, researchers found that when subjected to different magnetic fields, the magnetite crystals in the brain react, and cause measurable changes in brainwave patterns. This suggests humans may have a built-in magnetic compass that allows us to navigate using Earth's magnetic field, similar to how birds, fish, and other animals migrate vast distances. The presence of these crystals in the most complex organ we know provides clues into how we sense direction and motion. Additionally, some scientists theorize the crystals may play an integral role in high-level brain functions like memory formation, imagination, creativity, and even consciousness. This opens up, promising new avenues of research into human cognition, perception, and neuroscience. The magnetite crystals deep in our brains indicate that crystals may have a far more profound importance to life than we ever realized before. Their discovery marks a major milestone in understanding the human mind.
Oh, wow. We are all magnetic beings. Hey, there's a reason I'm attracted to you. Are you attracted to me? That's that goon frequency. That's that goon vibe. That's that goon magnetic.
The uncomfortable thing about awakening is that you see through everything. And the thing is that other people are not used to you seeing through everything. It's not that you only start to see through society and sales business or social media. You start to see through every person coming into your life. You start to suddenly see the intention behind them even coming into your life within seconds. And this is not always comfortable. You know exactly when dating someone, their actual intentions. Work-related, whatever it is, you start to see through it all. And then there comes a point where you actually ask if maybe it was better not seeing through everything. That's the thing with awakening, that we can't go back. There is no turning back. We can't unsee what we've seen. When people try to fuck you over like they used to, but that's because they don't know that you see. So embrace it all. Embrace this human experience. And hey, at least now, you see it.
I sees the things. Hey, are you seeing it? Are you feeling it? You better be.
You cannot get a DUI on a horse in the state of North Carolina. Look it up. Now I can get a DUI when I do my buggy, but I cannot get a DUI on a horse. I was watching this.
Wait, is this real? I mean, I'm not trying to tell everybody, yo, go get a horse and in order to drink out in public and not get DUI. Just stop it. Just get some help. If you are resorting to getting a horse to go be drinking in public and not evading getting a DUI, that's a problem. That's a problem. But this is kind of funny to know.
The officer opened the back of the toilet to see if I was hiding something in there. That's to find a squirrel. Let somebody come in here and do this to your house and keep it like this. I actually have broken soap bottles on the ground. I have a stain on my ground. This is to find a squirrel. This is to find a squirrel. This is to find a squirrel. You see that? That's that. See that? Do you see this, guys? You see that? You want to tell me that that's acceptable? This is the destruction that these people left in my house. So if you guys want to explain to me how this wouldn't devastate you, I have never been in trouble with the law whatsoever. There's another suitcase that came out of the closet. I don't have anything else to show you guys because the mind-blowing thing is the only places that they fucking destroyed was my room. The only things they destroyed were my room. They raided my house for a squirrel and a raccoon.
This is one of the saddest stories I have ever heard, and definitely seems like overreach of the government. At the same time, what this person is doing is amazing, and he's one of the strong human beings out there that has taken care of animals in the past. He basically has a rescue farm of sorts, and for the government to come in and do these to his animals is just so unsightly. It's just so bad, you know. And everyone has their own opinion. Hey, he shouldn't have kept the animals, or it was unregistered, for whatever your opinion is, keep it to yourself. We're not trying to go political here, but it is an interesting thought that something like this can happen to anyone. They can just get you a search warrant, just come in, raid everything. They don't even have to clean it up. That's on you. After they're done getting whatever they want, that's on you. Are you ready for that? Is that what you want?
Pretty sure I gotta try this. I'm afraid this is where I'm gonna get in over my head, but here we go. Is it like te? I feel like mine sounds more yodely than hers. Is that right? I don't think that's right. Nope. No. I love trying stuff like this. This is hard. There's a lot of nuance to it that I know I'm missing. It's tricky. Look what she has written on the screen here. I love that. She's reminding us to get playful and explorative and experimental. Only when we're playful are we able to discover. You gotta weed through all the crazy sounds to find the good shit. Whatever singing technique you're trying to learn, whatever genre or whatever culture, you gotta be willing to play. Even though I didn't get anywhere near making the beautiful sounds that Snow Raven is making in this.
Yo, that was kind of cool. I don't even know how. I would never be able to do this, but it's kind of cool. It was like a breathing technique. I wonder what benefits come out of this rhythm or chant that she's teaching.
What's good, Enigmites? Have you ever heard the theory that they have to tell you what they're going to do to us before they do it? Check this out.
In the world of tomorrow, weather control will enrich and safeguard our daily lives. In the foreseeable future, we will conquer more than violent storms. We will turn the destructive elements of today into new sources of power, shaping the land on which we live.
Watch that clip again and pay attention to the opening frame. In the background, they're actually steering a hurricane. And that's a clip from the 1959 Disney World Land of Tomorrow exhibit. And if you know anything about who Walt Disney really was and how important the number 33 was to him, makes perfect sense. Either way, get in the comments. I want to know what you think about it.
I 100% believe that the movies are documentaries of the future, and they're telling us in plain sight exactly what's real.
If all I did was talk about heart and how lovely beingness is and how lovely everyone else is, everyone would fall asleep the same way they did in Osho's satsangs. Everyone just got hooked on the energy and got high, and very few people made any progress in higher consciousness because they didn't do the work on themselves. They lulled themselves into a false sense of living. If you really want to wake up, you have to do the work on yourself. And that's the stripping down process. It's not a building up process. It's an undoing process. You undo everything that is in the way of truth. Everything that is in the way of heart. Always.
Hey, are you awake? I feel like you're awake. You're watching the video. You know.
Yeah, Beyonce practice. She a child of Oshun. She a child of Oshun. She got songs. She got songs like talking about her ancestor. Every time she dressed up like her ancestor. When she was pregnant, she dressed up as Oshun.
Oh wow. So have you ever spoken with the dead?
Yeah, I feed them.
What do you mean?
I feed them all the time. I take care of them for them to take care of me every day.
Oh man, what the heck? You're feeding who? You're feeding what? What are you feeding? You stop it. You stop it. Just let them suffer. Just don't even do this. Don't even do this. Don't aid in their... Never mind. Oh boy, this is deep. I don't even know what Oshun is or what she's trying to embody. She did this when she was pregnant. What's she doing now? What's she doing now? Are we going to find out more from the P. Diddler? All right, guys, you made it to the end. Well, there was a lot. I still like the, what is it? The potato one where the guy used the potato to clean off the windshield. Hey, that's pretty good water beating there that's happening. How'd you guys like it? Did you like this one? Hey, Let me know if you enjoyed this. I definitely want to get some feedback, because sometimes I'm getting feedback where people are like, Teddy, I don't like the clips you're given. I want to know what clips you do like so I can do more of that. If that's something that you want to give feedback on, absolutely do it. If not, hey, I'll continue doing what the algorithm shows me. Guys, there should be videos on the screen now. Click on either one of them. Continue the Goon Fix. The one in the middle, you can subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.
Triple cheese. Wake up, wake up, wake up.